There's a saying among cops, the hardest calls aren't the ones with guns, they're the ones with cries. Because behind every quiet street, behind every closed door, there's a story no one wants to talk about. And for this family, that story lasted nearly a decade. It started like many American stories do, in a small town where everyone knows each other, where front porches see more sunsets than sirens. But for Emily and her two kids, the calm of the neighborhood hit a storm that had been brewing for years. Her husband, Michael, wasn't a stranger to the police. Reports of verbal threats, broken furniture, bruises explained away as accidents. Every officer who showed up heard the same thing. He just got angry. It won't happen again. And like so many stories of domestic violence, it always did. According to the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, over 10 million people in the U.S. experience abuse by an intimate partner every year. Most never make it into a police report. Emily's case did, dozens of them. But paper can only tell so much. Each report told the same quiet tragedy. Suspect intoxicated. Victim declined medical attention. Children present. Then one night, it all changed. July 8th, 2024, 9:17 p.m. A 911 call comes through the dispatcher line in Franklin County. A woman whispering into the phone, "He's back, please, he's breaking in." You can hear the fear, the kind that doesn't start that night. It's built up over years of waiting for the sound of footsteps that mean danger. Within minutes, two deputies are dispatched. Deputy Ryan Cooper, 5 years on the force. Deputy Amanda Lewis, a mother of two herself. Their dash cam shows the glow of headlights cutting through the rain. You can hear Cooper's voice over the radio. "Dispatch, possible domestic in progress. We've got history at this address." History. That one word carries weight, because every cop knows when a call comes with history, it rarely ends easy. When they arrived, the house was dark. The front door had been kicked in. Inside, the chaos was still echoing. A table overturned, glass shattered, and in the corner, two children huddled behind a couch, clutching each other, crying softly. Emily was standing between them and her husband. He was drunk, angry, pacing, shouting words that stopped being human years ago. Words meant to break, not to speak. When Deputy Lewis stepped in, he turned on her too. And that's when Cooper made the call. Taser ready. Seconds later, a flash, a shout, and silence. The man went down. No gunfire, no deaths. Just a family that finally had a chance to breathe. You can hear Emily's voice on the body cam, trembling. "I thought you'd never come." To most people watching body cam footage, this might just look like another domestic call gone right. But for the officers who deal with this day after day, and for the families trapped inside that cycle, this isn't the single night. It's a lifetime compressed into minutes. When detectives later went through the reports, they found something shocking. Over 27 prior incidents. Each time, Michael had been arrested, released, or promised to get help. Each time, Emily withdrew her statement, out of fear or out of hope that he'd change. Experts call it the cycle of coercive control. It's not just about physical abuse, it's psychological warfare, isolation, intimidation, financial control, a prison without walls. And for police, these are the hardest battles to fight because you can't arrest fear. But this time, something was different. After his arrest, the county's new domestic response unit stepped in, a team that combines law enforcement, trauma counselors, and legal advocates. They helped Emily and her children move to a safe house that same night. For the first time in years, she didn't have to explain her bruises to her kids. She didn't have to check the locks 5 times before bed. She could finally sleep. You might think the story ends there,
But trauma doesn't just disappear when the cuffs click, it lingers. Months later, when Emily testified in court, she looked at her ex-husband for the first time since that night. She didn't cry. She just said, "You don't control me anymore." And that was the moment she got her life back. In interviews after the case, Deputy Cooper said something that stuck with me. He said, "We get trained to take down threats, but no one trains you for the silence after, when the kids stop crying and the house is quiet again." That's the part no one sees. The aftermath. The echo of years of fear turning into fragile hope. Today, Emily works with a local advocacy group helping other survivors of domestic abuse. She says her children still wake up some nights from bad dreams, but they're healing, slowly. And the officers? They still drive by the old house sometimes, not because they have to, but because sometimes it helps to see what saving a life really means. When people talk about heroes, they picture sirens, arrests, and gunfights. But sometimes heroism looks quieter. It looks like a mother holding her children on a rainy night, whispering, "It's over." It looks like officers walking into darkness, not to fight, but to protect. And it reminds us, behind every domestic call, there's more than just a case number. There's a human story, a broken past, and if we're lucky, a second chance. This isn't just about the police who saved a family. It's about the millions still waiting for someone to knock on their door and say, "You're safe now." Because sometimes, saving a life doesn't mean pulling someone from danger. It means pulling them from fear.